One of the most important things about video is to be able to track the return on investment that you get from it. So it's all very well having a nice video, but if you don't know who's watched it, what actions have driven off the back of that, then you're not really maximizing the use from it. So something I want to share with you today is a really neat trick whereby you can send a video out in an email and then be able to track who has watched that video and how much of it they've watched. And that is linked to your email database, so you can see exactly who has watched it and how much of it they've watched. From that, you're able to then assess who's engaged with it, who's not engaged with it, and that gives you an idea of which of your prospects is warmer or colder. And that's a really, really useful trick to be able to do. It's through a platform called Wistia, so let's have a quick look and I'll talk you through it now. Okay, so to try this process out, you'll need to sign up for an account with Wistia. You get 3 videos for free, which is enough to use it just on a small scale or to try it out to see if it works for you. We use Wistia to store all of our video content, so it's got quite a lot of unique sort of video marketing characteristics to it. And then you're going to need an email client like MailChimp. We use ActiveCampaign, so that's what I use for this, or heaps of other different types of email clients. So this is what Wistia looks like. You can see we've got all of the different videos that we've got loaded up to Wistia here. I'm going to select just something like our show reel here. Okay, so we're going to use this as the example video, and then in my menu here I just want to drop this down and go to the embed and share options. Now here in the top tabs you'll see there's a link to email campaign option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the HTML text in that window there and copy that, and then just below that I'm going to drop down the menu and select my particular email provider. Okay, so you actually probably need to do this before you get the code because it changes the code according to whichever one you select. But you can see in there they've got HubSpot, they've got MailChimp down the bottom there, and a whole bunch of other different ones. So you should hopefully have your system listed in there somewhere. Copy the code, and then we're going to leave this platform here. I'm going to hop back to ActiveCampaign, and here I've just started to set up a new campaign, and what we're going to do is just click next. This is just a standard campaign. I'm going to select the list to send it to, which in this case is just a test list, and I'm going to go and then pick one of the pre-formatted sort of design templates, and we'll just call this Wistia demo and continue there. And now what I want to do is copy and paste the code that I've just copied into the body of this email somewhere. So I'm not going to change any of the text in this email because it's just a test. What I do need to do though is to drag in an HTML block from over here. Now if you can't do this in yours, you might need to have a little root around and figure out how to do it, or to do it in one of the HTML sort of standard text settings. And then I'm just going to paste the text into there. That's the code that I just copied. And you'll see that that actually brings it up as a thumbnail within the email. Now it's not going to play the video within the email because email can't actually manage that, but it will send you directly to a page where you can watch the video, and you can ask it to launch the video immediately. That you'll arrive on that page as well. So now that we've done that, we can send this. So I'm just going to quickly run through that process of sending the email or sending the campaign. Okay, that's all fine, and we'll just click send. And off it goes. So essentially what I've just done is I've just emailed this to myself so I can demonstrate it to you in this video. However, if I open it on the same computer, the IP address is going to get jumbled up, because what essentially we're doing is tracking IP addresses. So I'm going to go and open this up on my phone. I've opened it up on the desktop just so that you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it comes through. You can see the video thumbnail there. So I'm going to open this up on my phone on the 4G connection just so that I can kind of pretend to be somebody else, so that the system thinks that the tracking information is coming from somewhere else. So what I'm doing on my phone is the same as what you'll see here. I'm just clicking on the link there. It's taking me through to a separate page where the video starts to play automatically. Okay. So I'm going to pause that there. Now what we need to do is go and look at some of the statistics, some of the information that we've generated from doing this process. So I'm going to drop down the menu over here on the right. We're going to go down to Stats. And then at the top of the statistics, you can see here, this is my email address that I just sent it to. So I now know that I have watched this, and I've watched it. It shows you how much of it I've watched. It shows you whether I've watched all of it, some of it. If you scroll down here, you can see some darker areas. This is where people have watched maybe multiple parts or skipped through it. So there's a lot of information and sort of detail you can get out of that. But most importantly, it's given my specific email address here that you can actually see who's engaging with that video content. So if you send this out to your entire email database and you include that bit of code within the email, whoever clicks on it and whoever watches it, you're able to track what they're watching and how much of it they're watching. What you can also do actually with ActiveCampaign and a number of other different platforms is set up something called lead scoring. So you could then attribute that score or how much they've watched of that video to a lead score that then flags them up as really warm or not engaging or whatever, and you can then also filter them into different parts of your lists and kind of send them different campaigns accordingly. But that's a really, really useful thing to do with video. I don't know any other platforms that allow you to do that, but if you do, ping me a message down the bottom and let me know. I'll be interested to find out. So that's Wistia, that's email tracking within Wistia. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening. See you next time.